Flash that again. Give me 1 second. So Jax, leave it there. Some of the best was 2,500, and then the last bet was 1,000.
And what are those? 2 and 2?
1, 2.
1 and 2, 2.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
It's like parent 1 time, sorry. No, it's like I'm running into like a K9 or something crazy.
Maybe.
It's just
Go ahead and
right
take 6.
River's a set of queens.
Bring that ace king or whatever.
Yeah, no, it could be nothing.
Unacceptable.
This is not even all you meant, right? It's gonna be over 40 minutes. Go ahead and.
Yeah, does the clock keep ticking when we wait for the audio?
Call or raise?
It's just a. You have to manipulate.
Yeah, just a call. It's just a call. So 3 calls, 4 games. Sorry, 4 calls.
Start like that. Easier.
4 bets, 600. 5 calls. 4 bets, 1,100.
27.
5 raise, 2,700.
4,000.
4 raises to 4,000. 5, all in.
Might be quick.
4 calls.
Ah, nice hit.
Yes, so 4 raises 4,000, then 5 went all in, 4 calls. Not yet. We can go. Oh,
Nice hit. Thanks.
I never should have complimented your beard. You run good. That's good.
The old big blind special.
so you get all the information with it. Okay, did you get all that right there? Okay. 1, 2, or 2? Seven hole. Yes. 8 raises, 600. 9 folds. 2 folds. 3 folds. 5 folds. 6 folds.
Is that raise even legal? 27 or 4? Was that That raise even legal? 27 to 4?
Yes. Always got up, 6 to 8. 8 bets.
His intention was to raise. So.
It would have been a min raise.
Yeah.
So unless you say something as far as stop or whatever, you keep on going, okay? Oh, no, that's fine. I just want to know how you operate. Perfectly fine with me. Eight balls. 9 balls. 2 balls. 3 balls. 5 balls. 600. 6 balls. 27 balls. Yes, sir. Yes. Then we have 7 checks, 5 checks. 7 bets, 400. 5 raises, 1,000. 7 raises, 2,400. 5 raises. Sorry, Jeff, I'm stop you there, so I apologize. What's your stack last name, second?
Not much.
33.
That's all.
Yes, ma'am. So, I suppose that information like, are you ready? Last register was 24. Good. Yeah, he was pretty much effective with all that. He raised 16,000. I didn't even hear you what you said.
We gotta talk.
So 7 raised to 2,400, and then 5 raised to 16,000, which effectively makes it 700.
Okay, I think we got all the kinks up. This is Jason here at Poker House Austin. We're playing a $450 sit and go tonight. I'm a little bit behind the wheel. We've already had a bust out. Looks like Jersey had top pair and a straight draw and a top 2 pair, and you might have caught that without some audio. But I'm joining you now in this sit and go format, something new for us. We're still testing out a lot of our audio and our video stuff, so I figure this sit and go it might be a treat for you guys. It's a different format than we're used to. And I got got my good friend Tony from Vegas joining me in the booth. What's up, Tony?
Hey, what's going on, guys? Good to be
I
here.
appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you.
This is Tony's first week stepping on the planet of Texas.
Yeah, actually, I came out here, heard some good things, and figured I'd check the city out. See how poker is doing out here.
Poker is doing
Are we playing out this hand?
very well
Are
in
we-
Texas.
or is the hand
It's,
actually stopping? Are we continuing this hand, or are we...
It's a different game than Vegas, I'll tell you that much.
Just for the week that I've been here.
Right, but is he waiting for you right now?
That's pretty apparent, actually, already.
No. Is this player waiting on you?
Yeah, tracks.
We got a raise right here.
So, those of you who are not familiar with the tournament format, it's sit and go. It's a single table. We got 9 players playing. We're going to pay 2 spots today.
Until you're ready. Okay, perfect.
Okay,
That's
that's what we were trying to figure out.
Yeah.
We're like,
36
are we waiting on him or are we waiting on you?
511.
And you know, sit and goes aren't really all that common these days, I think. Live sit and goes. I know there's a whole bunch of sit and goes you can
You
play
announce that on
various
figure out.
online settings.
Live sit and goes is
Sitting here, I was like,
an old time format.
So I
Yeah,
was
yeah.
like, do we pause too?
Personally, I
couldn't
miss.
decide. I'm like, is he
Even the World
entertained?
Series stopped.
No. I haven't even looked yet. Haven't even looked yet. It's like freeze.
Hey, I call time.
That's it. Get
Prior
the
to
floor in here.
Black Friday. I actually enjoyed playing a bunch of sit and goes, granted amount.
You were in pretty deep last weekend at the lodge, right? Nice,
But,
man. Congrats.
you know, it didn't stop me from trying.
It's a good run.
Yeah.
A bittersweet one.
Sit and goes. Sit and goes were addicting. You get to play a tournament. It doesn't last more than 4 hours. You get a nice payout for first, and it's a lot of fun. Kind of capture your loss to whatever the buy-in is. So
Right.
it's not a cash game, but
And still, when you was sit and go, it still felt like an accomplishment, even if you only just played the one. Of course, the way most people play them online, you can play a whole bunch of them at the same time. Grind out however many you wanted in a day.
Yeah, as long as you're away from the table.
You know, it was something a lot more immediately accessible than tournaments, multi-table tournaments.
oh yeah, back in the day, a lot of rooms used to host sit and goes. I mean, you can go. A lot of rooms in South Florida would have sit and goes, and a lot of rooms in Vegas you could just sign up, and as soon as 9 players signed up or 6 players signed up, you could hop in a tournament and get your fix.
You know, I believe the World Series of Poker is currently.
So, Jason, are we resuming play? We're in the middle of a hand right now. Are we supposed to be waiting on...
I do believe they still run the single table sit and goes.
No. We're in the middle of a hand.
Satellites and
So I'm asking, are we supposed to be waiting
They
on
do,
them
they
to figure
restarted
out...
that because I think they stopped it
Okay.
a couple years
oh,
ago.
did they? You know what? I think you're right. I think there was an issue with the Lammers.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah,
I think that's
Now we'll pause.
people are literally grinding the sit and goes
That's
out.
what I was like, this doesn't make
Also,
any
I
sense.
know, that's what I was like.
20 sit and goes a day.
It is what it is.
yeah, I've heard a lot of people who would go to the series just for that and did quite well.
Nope, he said it. 6-1 the game.
You know, I wonder, it's been a while actually since I've seen it, but you would think that, you know, as players get down, usually in tournaments they get down to just the money, just barely before the money bubble, and then they try to make a deal to cut the last person in. Do you think these guys would be interested in doing something like that? 2 to 3?
It's possible. I know these guys. I know they're here to gamble.
But then that'll be it for player interest.
It would shock me if they did make a deal since it's single table, but you
Don't
never
forget
know.
about your mic.
99. Always been
99.
more gung-ho in that sense, where I'd like to play to the win.
99.
Making a deal just kind of cut into the max value you could get out of the tournament.
These guys have the drinks flowing. They're here to gamble. I know a lot of these guys play pretty serious stakes. We got a couple of accomplished tournament players at the table. Joel's won a big event this year. There, Andrew, you see, he won a big tournament at the lodge. So some of these guys have some big cashes. I know a bunch of them are ready to go out to Vegas this summer for the main event.
Yeah, that's starting up early July, right?
Couple weeks, yep. We're gearing up for the main event. And
14-9.
in this structure today, we got 10,000 starting stack. And the blinds started at 100, 200 with
You're
a
gonna stay
200
up?
big blind ante. So we got 20-minute levels. The blinds will escalate every 20 minutes. We got 3 levels an hour. So you should see this probably conclude in 4 to 5 hours, which is your standard sit and go.
You said you were leaving like this Thursday.
Thursday, yeah. I got a buddy that he's plays a lot of slots, so he gets free ranks, yeah. So we'll go wherever he goes.
Usually happens.
Yeah. It's good to know a buddy that likes to be in the pits. You know?
Yeah, it's a good friend to have.
For sure.
Not many knocks for poker players. Yeah. I'm bouncing around properties and I'm like homeless for like 3 days. So I'm like, let me see whose couch I can bump on.
We do have, I should get your number. You might be able to, we might have an extra room.
Yep. I know, I already found a place. I just bouncing around. I feel like I'm homeless.
Oh, you feel like you're homeless, okay.
Appreciate it, though.
For one of the, I think for like a week, we have 2 rooms.
Oh.
We're doing something used for like a nap room.
Yeah, that,
You know,
it'd be good, especially there, like
it's nice.
breaks
to
and
just,
stuff.
You know, go right up the elevator.
2 raises, 1,500. 3 bowls. Say it again.
Yeah. So
2
I was like,
raises,
oh, I'm gonna book it towards July
3,
4th
5,
because that's when rooms like skyrocket a little more during holidays. There. I'm just homeless for the first 2 days I get in. Off the strip, he's staying. I'm just gonna stay with him there. Yeah.
One check.
Favorite way to do it is just get like a bunch of people, amazing people, and just like a really nice place.
Oh yeah.
2 bets. 1,800.
Really, you're talking hospital and then wonderful.
Well, most of my trip, I just, like, my flight was through flights, even though the flight was whatever. And then my hotel was free. Plus, everything you wanted in the pits, though.
That is rare.
Yeah. Usually you win in poker and then you lose in the pits.
Yeah.
2 bowls. 3 bowls. 5 bowls.
So I missed my flight last day. I missed my flight home.
6 bowls.
At 100 bucks. I'm like, okay, well, $800. So I'm just gonna go have dinner and, you know, just
8 raises. 800.
Nurse your wounds.
yeah, yeah. So take my $800. Cold, the table's cold. I like playing, so
Okay.
cold. So I like, oh, you know what? I'm just gonna go into the high limit room and, you know, drink some nice whiskey or something.
9 raises, 2,700.
End up spending my entire
All right, well, we're back. We're working on some audio issues and some lag issues. We're doing test streams for the last week or so and continuing to do them for the next couple of weeks to get all the kinks out because we got a lot of things planned for the stream. So
got all my
we'll be able
buttons
to
back.
give you guys a pretty consistent, solid product pretty soon. We got a lot of
Mainly play as like just the horse.
really good characters and poker players around here that want to be featured regularly on this thing. So
Like,
we're working on putting a good show together for you guys. We just still working on some technical issues.
Well, at least at the moment,
Like going to
the action seems to be going pretty
their
well.
tournaments or
Looking
just
at
really well.
200,
Yeah.
300
Oh,
people.
for sure.
To be like,
I think they're still at 1-2-2.
Yeah, yeah.
the rooms are expensive. Yeah.
The one thing,
Just missed it again
the
where
only time I stay there,
Ace King raised against Jack 9.
it's extremely hard to get a comp there.
Jack 9 3-fold. I think that's a pretty good matchup as a hand. I kind of like Jack 9.
Yeah, you're going to see a lot less post-flop play in this format than you would in our cash game. In our cash games, we've regularly seen 4- and 5-way flops. In the first couple of levels, you might see some post-flop play, but The deeper this thing gets through, you're going to see a lot more positional type raises, positional 3-bets, raise and folds. You're going to see people looking at hands that you would never see them fold in a cash game, where they're going to not even put a thought in and fold in this format. So the blinds, stack to blind ratio is a lot shallower in this than in what you're normally used to watching in the 1-2 streams and any of the cash streams.
But also, keep in mind this is a tournament style, so it's not only is the stack to pot ratio more significant. The idea that you can't just rebuy your stack up.
That's correct.
And play for, I guess, max equity is not exactly the same.
Yep. You see people taking shots and going broke pretty regularly in cash games and rebuying. And you can't do that in a tournament. You lose a hand, you're out, you're done.
Yeah, so it seems like in that sense you find yourself getting rid of spots that you might normally take in a cash game, just because you're looking for a certain margin of acceptable variance.
Correct. You're going to look at spots that you would normally move forward with. We can't see Jovi's hand here, but she's in a pot against Joel. Joel was the beneficiary of an early double up in this thing, so he started this hand with over 20,000. But
is that a min click there?
it looks like a pretty small raise. Looks like Joel bet 2,600, and Jovi raised to 5,500, raising the turn up pretty small. This is an interesting spot for Joel. He's got top pair and a straight draw.
It's pretty sizable bets for a. Well, I guess for the turn, it's decent bet size.
Jovi committing more than half of her stack with this raise. So this is.
You can't really expect to try to 3-bet and bluff her off, but also it seems kind of to me it seems like a weak 2-bet.
Well, Joel goes ahead and makes the call. 8 on the river, and Jovi's going to move in with the rest of her stack. And
I think almost any river, even without knowing what her hand is, I think that's probably the right play.
yeah, I'd imagine she was shoving every card. Regardless of her hand, I'm not sure what she's going to show up here with, but any ace does beat Joel. Any ace worse than ace 8 is a chop, and Joel makes the call, so we're going to see it. Joel makes the call.
Yeah, Jack of Hearts, 9 of Diamonds.
Jack of Hearts, 9 of Diamonds.
And it sounds like Jovi was bluffing.
Yeah.
It was a straight bluff. Joel made the call and knocks her out. And Joel continues his tear in this thing, and it looks like he's...
I guess that kind of validates what I thought on the turn, that the 2-bet was fairly weak in terms of bet sizing. Going back to your point about the
He did the short stuff.
stack to pot size ratio, just seemed a little inappropriate. I can't think of a decent hand range where that would be a strong play.
Once you get on the green,
I will say there's not a lot of hands that Joel is calling that
once you get on the green,
turn
it's over.
raise with ace and fold the river.
Yeah,
But
You see Bryson win his
at the same token,
especially a river like an offsuit 8 there that doesn't help any
5 aces,
4 or 5 type hands.
6 folds.
Yeah, I guess in that case they were already there. There's no 8 threes or 8 deuces in river of both pairs, or some other kind of 2-pair.
well, in the mind of these guys, I can tell you right now, Joel knows that Jovi's shoving every river there, so
The obligatory
So-
call actually has
he knows that
hand.
that card is generally not going to affect her decision.
It kind of begs the question why he didn't decide to just 3-bet jam the turn.
Looks like Clint made an all-in with his King 10, and Joel calls with Ace 8.
Snap him off on that too.
I think they got all the money in before the flop, and Joel's gonna double them up.
Looks like blinds are going up now to 2, 3, 3.
2, 3, 3 on blinds. People stacks slowly struggling up.
If we could bonus raise, might be another level. Couple hours. What are we gonna do with the rest of the time?
He's played deal quite a bit now, actually. He's pretty sharp.
He's a good dealer, or one of our resident live stream dealers. Hopefully you'll see.
Six fours. Seven fours. Eight fours. Nine fours. One raises to 1200. Three fours. Five fours.
Do have the fold button over there, I didn't know.
Two, three, three, and three.
Decent hands.
I'm messing with you, dude. 6x is the magic number. We go 3-3?
Jack, man, if you want to, so, 2 here and 3 and 3.
Alright, so we got 18 minutes left in this level. This is our second hand. We're at 2, 3, and 3.
I was expecting to
I
see
think this is actually the first
king
game.
versus ace 3.
Because they got a free hand just a moment ago.
Oh, that's what
Or
it was.
big ace versus ace 3.
So yeah, I think you might have been mentioning the possibility of at one point having
Yeah.
mixed games.
Yes, we've got all kinds of plans for the stream. Mixed games are part of that plan. I want to have all types of stuff. We were looking to possibly do a round of each Hold'em and PLO stream this week.
That's been fairly popular even in Vegas. Round of each.
My first time out in Texas, I took a seat in an ROE game that I saw on the board. I expected the first hand to be Raz with Omaha instead 8, and I got dealt an Omaha pot limit Omaha hand. And
I thought you were playing the wrong game.
I realized then that Texas is a different world. ROE is not what it means everywhere else in the world.
3 calls. 6 fours.
Appreciate it.
Get all red and going back action. Where's this streamed on YouTube last week?
Yeah.
That's kind of why I did it. I was like, I want to see some film. Yeah, just like of what other people are doing and, you know, whatever. Although I went all in for a second. Yeah, so. Someone called me up. It's not a lot too long.
You wouldn't have to send it to your mom.
I don't want her knowing. Doesn't need to know.
Only if you win.
She married the tournament chips. So real money chips.
Somebody asked me that one time. You have $10 billion? What? You think I'm just playing with $10 billion and didn't tell you?
Oh, look at
Yeah.
it. Like, 9 raises, 600. He ran really well. His friends, like, all but it was real money. 3 calls. And they thought it was good. 5 calls. 6 calls. And 7 calls.
All right, here we go. Moving forward. Looks like we're going to see a four-way flop here, which is pretty rare. But
Quite the smorgasbord of hands as well to go with it. Jack deuce, 5 deuce of all hands. I mean, it was suited, right? Jack deuce.
got a 9-8-3 flop. Clint with a flush draw. Joel with a gut shot and a straight draw.
Pretty uneventful hand there.
Bet, take it down. 300 big blind Annie.
So what do you think these guys, what, is there a scheduled break they have?
No, these guys are going to play through.
They'll play all the way through, I like it.
They're going to play through.
Little Iron Man sit and go.
Iron Man sit and go. Clint with the no gamble, no future patch.
A classic.
I think these guys are all here to put some chips in play and gamble. Andrew's going to raise it up here with the Jack 7 suited
Out of the hijack.
out of his 7,000 stack.
Clint picks up ace king in the small blind.
Clint with ace king in the small blind with stack size as it is doesn't give him
Ships.
too much room to maneuver. He just goes ahead and jams all in. You're going to see a lot of that.
Well, I think
Especially,
it's pretty appropriate considering it was 1,000. It was a 3.5x ish raise break flop. You're sitting there with another 30 bigs behind. I mean, it's not terrible, I guess. It does seem to be pretty better.
sure.
High ace kicker. I like it.
It's crushed.
It's almost as if he was playing a stack size of 15 to 16 big blinds or something like that.
If you let me see a king high flop, I would have given you
Also,
my
if I
stack.
think about it, what's he 3-betting to that gives him playability through 3 strings?
raises, 600, 5 folds.
Andrew going to keep his foot in the gas, try to get something going here and bump it up with deuces, and Clint, who just shoved on him, is going to probably put a stop to that. He's got 2 aces here on the button.
I'd say it's pretty hard to lay that one down pre-flop, I would say.
He's definitely not laying it down.
2200, 8 folds.
You know, I heard a story one time. Helmuth, something, a few decades ago, whatever it was, he was playing poker. He was talking about how players are so bad that he would fold aces pre-flop if they 3-bet him just because he has so much equity to play in post-flop.
Story checks out. I've played my share of poker with Phil Hellmuth.
It sounds like something he'd say.
Definitely something he would say. Definitely something that goes through his mind. Clint is going to 3-bet to 2,200, and Joe's just going to peel a flop here from the cutoff with 10-7. And I don't know about you, but given his stack, which is less than the pot, it's going to be pretty tough for Joe to get away from this. He moves all in. Quick call from the aces by Clint.
I mean, even if I'm Joe here, I still look at 10-7 on that board.
8-7,
Like,
10.
you know what? I feel pretty good even knowing I'm behind.
Yeah, he's 2-1 dog, and the board runs out king 9, and that's going to be all for Joe.
Looks like we're down to 6 players now.
We are down to 6. These guys are making some jokes about everyone doing a racehorse and a flip in the first hand, and everybody rebuying, but I don't know if they were joking or not.
We're trying to get to first to break even. Yeah, exactly. For love of the game is what we like to call this one.
What, no tip?
big stack all alone there in the 5 seat. Both sides knocked out.
So much more room for activities.
There, plenty of room for him. Expect to see Joel put his foot in the gas pretty often now in position. I played plenty of cash with Joel. Joel's a very aggressive cash game player, very good cash game player, good tournament player.
So now that he's got a decent lead, he knows how to accelerate that.
So, ball's in his court. Everyone else looking for a spot. Looks like Sweeney looking to steal. Sedong shoving all in with King Jack suited, and he's going to take it down. Add 2,100 chips to his stack.
It's a pretty good addition. Pretty flop. I mean, just the blinds alone are 800. It's more than 10% of the stack. Blinds in the ante.
That's right. And it's not slowing down anytime soon. Phil Monday here with the King Jack offsuit. I've got bios of all these guys that they've given me, even though I know pretty much each and every one of these guys personally.
Also, the positions these two guys have right now in this hand between the cutoff and the button is a recipe for disaster for one of these guys.
Well, Phil raises Christian Sedonk is a very aggressive opponent. I'm not sure how much Phil knows about him. And he's going to go ahead and shove on him on the button, which I can tell you he's doing that wider than Ace Queen, but that's what he happens to have this time. Phil makes the right decision and lays it down.
Also, when you get shoved on with King Jack offsuit from the player shoving on the button, you don't really feel too comfortable about it. I mean, even if you can put a guy on a hand, you know, if you think he's got King 10 in his range, you can't say that that's enough of the range in order to justify a call up.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough to put your life, tournament life on the line there. Even just for a $400 buy-in, but these guys are all playing to win, I'll tell you that much.
As well they should.
Sweeney raising it up on the button with 9-5 of diamonds, and Joel will see a flop with him with his 3s. I think it's reasonable for Joel to put in a re-raise here, knowing Sweeney's probably raising a pretty wide range here. But
for the flat pre-flop, I think Sweeney's got the advantage.
You look disappointed.
yeah, Joel's got a lot of options in that spot, and Sweeney checks back and folds the turn. Joel adds another small pot to his stack. Phil Monday's bio says Monday Realty Group, so maybe Phil's got a realty company. We had Jersey that we lost early in the stream. Jersey's bio says he's the world's best ace to 5 player. Usually dominates. He's talking about me. This is embarrassing. I can confirm he does not dominate ace to 5 against me.
9 raises.
Pretty sure last time I saw you two of you guys play, you ended up winning that session.
Depends who you ask.
3 raises. 2,000.
WSOP final table list and president of the Alan Kessler fan club. That's the rest of Jersey's bio. I can confirm all of that. Huge Alan Kessler fan.
Is he now?
We got Joel still on the 5 seat with the chip lead. His bio about to head to the World Series for Vegas for WSOP. Playing this for a little tournament warm-up. And if this is any indicator of how he's going to run when he gets out there, then Joel's got a lot to look forward to.
What do we got for C-Dog? What did he put?
Who's that?
C-Dog.
Oh, Sea-Dog, Christian. Just a fish on a lifelong heater. Something I can relate to. We got Sea-Dog all in here, and
Doesn't seem he was lying.
completely
he just took down another pot here.
completely checks out with his bio and knocks out Andrew.
Yeah. Man, we're flying through this.
Andrew shoves the 6s, and Sea-Dog knocks him out. Andrew, also a very good tournament player. Nothing in his bio, but I can confirm Good guy, good player. We had Jovi, who busted out early in the 2-seat. Jovi's a truck driver from Walmart, semi-pro cash game player, just getting into tournaments, newly married to Alicia, though she taught her to play, and now she's better than me. Well, Alicia's not in the sit and go, so we can't confirm or deny. See
You know,
again.
picking up another raisable hand here under the gun.
Sidong now adding to his stack, I could tell you, is an aggressive cash game player. That's all I've played with him, and I'd imagine he's going to keep his foot in the gas here.
Seems he chose to min raise here with Jack 8 suited. Folds around to the big blind. Bill gives it a call with ace 10 to see how the flop comes. Amazing flop for both players, actually.
Phil flops open-ended. Middle pair and a gut shot for Sidong with a backdoor spade draw.
There's the backdoor draw coming up.
Backdoor draw comes in. They both check the flop.
It's such a sneaky thing to hit a backdoor flush draw, too.
Phil is
Especially
going.
shorthanded.
Phil's going to check twice with his open-ended. I'd imagine he's going to see a turn card here. I mean, a river card here. Both are above starting stack.
Pretty passive pot so far.
Blank in the river. Phil still just as ace high is going to get checked down, and Sidong is going to win the pot. That's Sweeney in the 1-seat. Sweeney joined us about 10 minutes late into the sit and go, and I don't have a bio for him, but
Does Sweeney play here often?
I've seen Sweeney before, but I don't really know him personally, so I couldn't really give you too much information. We got Clint there in the 7th seat. Clint Hartsborn, starting stack, all the chips, and his comments are he's a broke dealer.
You know, most of the dealers that I've known over the years, they don't become a dealer because they wanted to be a dealer.
Some people just can't get away from it.
That's it.
And then we had Joe Walsh, who busted out early in the stream, originally from New York, lived in Austin for 6 years, playing poker for 5 years. That was his first live sit and go. Well, maybe he's hooked now. I don't know. I do wish sit and goes ran more often live. It is a lost art.
Yeah, I think there's something about the popularity in tournaments that kind of push Singos out of the purview. Why play at one table when you can play at 30 tables?
This is true.
You play about the same amount of time. The prize pool's much larger. But there's something a little bit more personal about a single table. I've always liked a good shootout too, you know?
Shootouts are fun. Shootouts are basically a multi-table tournament filled with sit and goes.
Yep, that's it.
Joel with ace king raising it up here. Phil with a squeezable hand on the button.
Yeah, it's a sneaky good hand. Fortunately, he's going to run up against ace king if he tries to get fancy with it.
Phil also has a deep enough stack where he can flatter raise here, and he does that.
Right.
He's in position. It's not good news for him.
Not at all.
Flops top pair against Joel, who's very aggressive with a big stack. That's not a good recipe for him.
So not do his card there on the turn. At about 30% flop here. Gets a call. Looks like it went check check on the river.
Check from the river. Not a great card for ace king.
Probably, right?
Yeah, especially for the check. You might have maybe checked.
Anybody else out?
I wouldn't have liked it.
Yeah, I know.
Hands like queen 10 get there as well.
Alright, I'm back to start this thing.
I think that sound means the blinds are up.
Haven't been below it. Back here now.
Those are 2, 4, 4, and the thing is moving.
For those of you who could have seen the tournament clock, you might have noticed that the payout schedule was out there for first and second
Hey, I'm
place.
average.
Still need to be updated.
They're playing for a first place prize of 2,500, a second place prize for 1,100,
Even then, that's a little off.
and that's if they don't make a deal shorthanded, which like I said, I'd imagine they won't.
It's moving pretty quickly here. I think they're all enjoying themselves well enough not to think about that.
You should get one more hand, though. Here,
I don't think any of them are hurting for their 450 voting.
huh?
They're here for the glory.
They are. That's what it's all about.
And for better or worse, that's kind of how I enjoy playing it as well. Don't make it, just play it out to the end.
You might see bust outs start slowing down. Stacks are getting bigger relative to the blinds. We had a lot of early bust outs, so the remaining 5 players. Is that right? We 5-handed or we 6-handed?
Yeah, I believe 5-handed at this point.
We got Sweeney, we got Joel, we got Seedonk, we got Clint, and Phil Monday is also still in, just took a walk. So we are 5-handed. We've got a 3-bet by Seedonk, and Clint is going to peel this flop. The stacks are getting a little deeper relative to the blinds since so many bust outs have happened. You might see a little bit of post flop play now for a bit. Seedonk 3-bets and then takes a stab at this flop. Really nothing for Clint on the flop, but Clint makes a move and senses weakness, check shoves the flop, and it looks like he gets a snap fold from Seedonk. So very nice aggressive heads up play from the broke dealer in the 17.
Gotta take one down for the home team.
I kind of want to go in there and late reg, but I don't think they'll let me.
Buddy, for you, I'd make a table 11-handed.
Sweeney on the button here with King Jack. I'd imagine he's going to raise it up. Raises it to 1,400. Fold, takes it down, adds some chips to his stack. We are at 244, so he's going to add 1,000 chips to his stack where he takes down the blinds.
That's not bad. A little 12.5% boost there. Looks like we got Don in the box now dealing for us as well. Had a little dealer change.
Dom, another one of our resident live stream dealers.
Yeah,
Good guy.
Seems to be pretty strong himself.
Another hand for Sweeney. King Queen up here in the cutoff is going to raise it up. Takes possession away from Joel. Clint with King Jack of Hearts in the small blind. So let's see how he plays this.
Love good pairs, good Broadway cards.
With Sweeney's stack, it's he's going to put some pressure on Sweeney by 3-betting to 3,500. And Sweeney, it is. Sweeney makes the call.
5,000 behind.
5,000 behind, both flopping top pair. I'd bet good money the chips are going in here. I see a bet and a call. Looks like an all-in and a call, and Sweeney's in good shape to double up. 15,000 in the pot.
Yeah, there's no backdoor draws really for Quinn either.
Clint needs a jack and a jack only, or he's going to take a bit of a hit. Board runs out 5 and a deuce. Clint is going, or Sweeney, sorry, is going to double up.
5 and a queen there. Sweeney, river 2 pair, but somewhat inconsequential. Like, kind of like salt in the wound there.
Salt in the wound for the broke poker player.
He's still doing all right.
Yep.
He had something like 18,000 chips left after that hand.
Yeah, Clint's
2-4.
still has got plenty of chips to play with. Our 2 shorter stacks are Phil and C-Donk there with a 9 seed.
Joel with a massive stack right now, 36K.
I believe we can actually get the stack sizes. Get the stack sizes on the screen. We can see our bust outs. Jersey, the first one out. The best ace to 5 player in the whole room. Joe followed in 7th, Andrew in 6th. Here's your remaining stack sizes. Joel way in the lead with 36 down.
There's 3 islands of players there. 36, 17, and about 10. It's anybody's game right now.
Absolutely.
The shortest stack right now still has 25 big blinds. 20, 25.
Yeah, it was a shallow structure to start, but
Yeah, their starting stacks were, 50 big blinds there, but based on what we've seen so far, it's been great action, but also the structure's been pretty good for them despite.
yep, they all know they're looking to gamble and get the money in. And we saw a lot of that early. People going for big stacks early, and Joel was a beneficiary of that. And now at this point, there's a good amount of play left.
I hear a lot of people talking about using that as a strategy, trying to build up a big stack early even when the structure is good for you.
Sure. Always beneficial to have more chips in a tournament.
I hear that more often though for rebuff tournaments. Seems to be a habit that bleeds through freestyles.
Clint stabs at this flop. Sweeney calls with ace-10, which is the best hand, and Phil overcalls. At this point, on a 5 turn, it's going to be hard for Clint to continue when he gets 2 calls on an ace-king-9 rainbow flop.
And it doesn't really improve anybody's range either.
Ugly river card for Phil. Sweeney with 3 aces is going to bet. Phil really doesn't beat much here other than a bluff. But he's probably thinking this could be my shot to get back in this thing, so it's definitely not a snap fold.
Yeah, but it's hard for that to be a bluff when they're betting 3-handed, 4-handed. Ooh, aces here for Clint. Under the gun.
Clint under the gun. Broke no more. He's going to come in for a raise.
Doesn't seem anybody's picked up a hand yet to challenge it.
Well,
10-9 suited.
C-Donk with 10-9 of hearts on the button.
Yeah, that's a great spot to contest another gun race.
He's going to call for a little more than 10% of his stack.
I think you could do a lot there with 10-9 suited.
Sweeney makes the call, and Joel completes as well. Yeah, C-Donk has a lot of options in that spot. I wouldn't fault him for shoving all in, given the stack sizes. Putting a small raise is probably not the best idea because you're going to put yourself in the tough spot against any type of pressure.
Right.
We got a 7-7-6 flop here. Joel flops open-ended, C-Donk with a gut shot, and C-Donk looking to make the open-ended that Joel has, and that's going to lock the hand up for Clint there, an ace in the turn. So Clint
Pretty difficult for him to.
Clint bets small on this turn. C-Donk makes the call, and so does Joel. Very suspicious small bet here.
What I find odd though is C-Donk is kind of, even though he's in a decent position for that, when you got somebody that's in a bad position,
Want someone to hit them.
you should give them a little bit more respect.
Yeah, they are five-handed too, something to consider. Ranges open up a lot.
Yeah, so like hands like 7-8, 7-9, even 7-10. You know, those types of hands I can see in the big blind there a lot. You know, if you end up making your hand or even hitting some kind of pair, you're not gonna. I mean, stack size is too small for you to do much about it. You're not gonna feel good. You're still gonna be scared if you hit your gut shot with 10-9. Looks like our prize pool's on the way. We got two players here. Joel and Clint both flopped a flush draw. Gotta hate when that happens. Well, depending on where you're sitting at, of course. Everybody's been both end up hitting the same flush at the same time. They both have monster stacks. This could create an overwhelming chip leader for the rest of the sit and go here. The club runs out. Sweeney set the call for the 10th hole. No, I was
19-8. I'll gamble. Whatever.
actions here on call.
Looking dead. Oh my goodness. Yeah. He was sweating.
Clint went all in and Joel snapped. Needs a queen or a 10, that's it. And the club does hit. Joel's a massive chip leader right now. Clint gets knocked out in 5th place.
Flush over flush, that's crazy. So you're too good. Just gonna hold this here. Alright.
I figured you had two pair or an open pair.
Blinds still look like they're 2-4-4 at the moment. There's plenty of chips on the table for this blind though. The chip leader has 125-ish big blinds at the moment.
Single big, just walk it and get on the next hand here.
C-Donk struggling here, being a low chip stack on the table with 57,
75 total,
but he
yeah.
still has just under 15 big blinds. He's not necessarily in any kind of danger zone,
They got me in that jerk chicken.
obviously. He's feeling the pressure.
Just a C5. I'm just kidding, Joel. Can you make that happen?
I didn't hear you.
No, you're good. Could have just. I was hoping I picked up something with value, but There was nothing there.
Players talking back and forth about the hand there.
Oh, that's
Pretty uneventful for the most
oh, it's just, well, I got one of your outs. That 3 there is gonna.
part. That spot where he kind of has to shove.
Oh my gosh.
And King 3 is not a bad hand to do so. Unfortunately, he
There
gets
we go.
blocked. Catches a nice turn there and ends up holding on.
Thanks, bud. You're a better sport than he was.
2 low stacks on the table, battling
Joe
it
said
out.
there's only enough room for one redhead at the table here. Every time we play,
That's gotta
we
be
try to
really
knock me out.
deflating
I
too.
don't understand.
And
So nice there too.
after flopping the pair.
No, you
Now,
shouldn't.
those are the kind of hands you have.
Totally kidding. Of course I would. Yeah, that's what we're here for.
I'm just playing with you.
I know. I'm just playing with you too. You hear that, Dave? He misses playing with me. I need to get back to the room.
And the rich just keep getting richer. Look at this, Joel picking up jacks on the under the gun. Raises to 2.75 bigs. Gets an all in from 10-8 suited. If you're sitting with 10-8 suited with a low stack, you're kind of liking it. Good start. Feeling a little bit live. Fortunately,
Wow. Not gonna get there.
7-7.
Good luck, I'm like, no.
Good play, Levi.
man is unstoppable.
Good luck, gentlemen.
Oh,
Three-handed. Well, we got Jack 9 shoving into Jack 9 and getting it full. It's kind of hard to call that. Even, you know, he did shove 12 to 13 big blinds there. That's a tough call to make, Jack.
I'll take some water.
yeah. Water would be good.
Alright, what have I missed?
Did have another bust out, actually. Short stack had to shove there. 10-8 suited, I believe. Ran into jacks. Of course, Joel has the jacks. Just flops them dead.
Oh,
Joel running hotter than the sun so far.
Yes.
Good warm up for the World Series. That's what he's here for.